it's Shawnee. Welcome back. So, how about some updates on my life while we do our makeup? What do I want to use today? I'm not even quite sure, but why don't we start with some primer? So I'm going to go in with the NYX Proof It eyeshadow primer. So this past year, the past 12 to 14 months has been tough on me. I think some of you are aware I had some health issues going on. Basically, all of a sudden one day I started having grand mal seizures, which are the big ones, the bad seizures. Not that any seizure is good, but you know, my body was like, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it big. So I started having back-to-back seizures. Thankfully, when it first happened, I was with someone and they were able to get me to the ER and everything. So I was in the ER for a couple of days. Everyone was freaked out, but all my scans, like MRI, CAT scan, PET scan, all the scans came back fine. Ended up going to Johns Hopkins and having I have a neurologist now, and I had to wear like a heart monitor for a couple months or like a month. And they put me on anti-seizure meds. Now, the thing with the anti-seizure meds is that they can worsen depression. And of course, that's what happened for me. So like the past, like I said, past 12, 14, 18 months has been rough managing physical health and mental health, and stupidly also not taking any real breaks during that time. Girl, so like the neighbor had a grease fire in her house. So I was over there talking to her and trying to figure out what was going on, because me and my other friend, we saw that there was like a sign on the door that was like, this building is like uninhabitable or something. And so I'm like, what happened? Anyway, she's now over there trying to get some of her stuff, but we'll come back to that. So just managing all of that, seeing my therapist, my psychiatrist, my neurologist, my cardiologist, like just so many doctors and so many like limits on what I could do. And they still don't know what's going on, which is probably the most frustrating part of having something happen to your body, or that your body is doing that you have no control over and that they have no answers for. That's been tough, right? And then I started noticing like not only worsening of like depression with the meds, I also think it has contributed to like some body and weight changes. So there's just been like a lot going on in like the background of my life, right? I guess the foreground really. And then my long-term relationship came to an end. So it was sort of like personal devastation after personal devastation. And now I'm dating in my 40s. Well, I'm not quite 40. I'll be 40 in a couple of months, but you get the gist. Dating in your 40s, 10 out of 10, don't recommend. Do not recommend. But I do have stories for you, because why wouldn't I? Why would it be easy? Okay? Why would it be smooth sailing? Why? There's no reason why it should, right? Let me pick a palette to use. Oh, let's go in with the Zendo palette. I haven't used this in a while. Oh, well, I have on blue. Do I want to be that basic and go in with blue? Maybe not. Let's see what we come up with. Okay, so I decided to get on the dating apps. Done it before. Everything's fine. I'm also processing with my therapist my like relationships and dating in general, and he is calling me out real hard and fast. we've established that I just see red flags as cute little decorations and I kind of ignore them. So I'm really trying to not do that this time around. And so I have 3 dates to tell you about, because I'm very likable, y'all, okay? Like, I'm real likable. People like me. People think I'm cute. And it usually, like, goes pretty well with, like, wanting to meet up for a date. I think I'm going to go in with this shade here. It is called Yama. And I'm taking a Rose and Ben C30 brush. So, first date, dude is like, I just want you to know I'm a good man. Okay? All right, like, yay, confidence, right? I'm a good man. I have a good FICO score. I have my own house. I have a job. All these things he's listing, right? Now, initially, I was like, okay, these are great things. It wasn't until later I was like, if you are those things, why do you have to let me know to, like, prove it? Like, I should be able to tell that you're a good man or whatever, right? So we go on a date and he's like, do you want to get together for like dinner or drinks? And I'm like, I'm always down for a meal. I'm always down for a drink. So he decides that we're going to go to BJ's brew house or whatever. Now, I love me some BJ's. I love their sliders. I love their little pizza. I love their pizookie. I thought he could have put a little bit more effort into a place for us to go to dinner. But whatever. It's fine. I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to get some food, right? So I get there. He gets there late, of course. So I'm sitting in my car like 15, 20 minutes just waiting. And I chalk it up to traffic and it was raining. I give all the passes. This is part of the problem. I give all the passes. So we get inside the restaurant and I look super cute. I have on like this long, like kind of fitted blue dress with like some black heels, like boots. I look cute, okay? I look real cute. And he just has on like some jeans and like a top, like a shirt, okay? It's nothing, GQ. So we sit down and he's like, oh, I already ate, so I'm just gonna have some soup. I'm like, why you invite me to dinner and you already had ate though? Like, that don't make no sense. So he ordered some soup. And now since I have on like some Spanx and stuff, like I can't eat a lot because there's no room to expand. So I actually just get like a dinner portion of a Caesar salad. And usually I've gotten these before and they're like huge and they actually do fill me up. Because I'm not one of those people that's not going to eat. I'm going to eat if we're going out to eat. You know what I'm saying? So I eat my little salad and let me jump ahead a little bit. I had a little bit of salad left, like a crouton and maybe a couple of pieces of lettuce and a piece of chicken. And he was like, "You're not going to finish that?" And I'm like, "No, I'm full." Why did he take my plate and eat the rest of the salad? But sir, you already had your soup. You had your cup of soup and you said you had already ate. Like, we don't have to clean the plate. It's okay. Like, it's all right. I'm full. And I don't want to eat the rest of this. Why are you eating the rest of it? That's gross. I don't understand that. I'm not your child. Like, you don't need to finish my food. But honey, in the midst of the dinner conversation, he takes pains again to tell me pretty much to snap him up because he's a good man and like all these like women will be out here and they'll take your man if you don't watch out, all this stuff. And I'm just like, okay. And he like reaches across the table to try to hold my hand and I like pull it back. And he's like, oh, does that make you uncomfortable? And I'm like, yeah. And he's just thinking I'm shy. But it wasn't until later when I was just realizing, nah, I don't like this dude. Like, he's something fishy. Okay. So here's the part, y'all. We're at dinner in a crowded restaurant. He starts talking to me about oral copulation at the dinner table. First time we're meeting in person. That's what you're going to talk about. So he wants to know my thoughts on it. And he wants to know if I engage in it. And if I like doing it. Because according to him, from his dating experience, black women don't like to do it, but white women do. What? What? Maybe people just don't like doing it to you, you know? And I'm just like, this feels like a really inappropriate conversation for a first time meeting. And I'm literally sitting here trying to just have my salad, my Caesar salad. That's all I'm trying to do. And that's what he's talking about. He is going on and on and on and on. And how if you don't do it, some other woman is going to come and do it and all this stuff. And I'm just like, okay. So, child, he's also walking like he's at least 20 years older than it says he is on his profile. So I've come to learn that people lie, right? He seems closer to like my parents' age than he does to my siblings' ages. And he's just walking like just like he's old. And I'm like, you're supposed to be like in your 50s. That's not old at all. So, but he's just walking like if he's had a horrid life, okay? Which is fine, whatever, you know? So he wants me, he wants me to drive him to his car because we parked in different places. So I like drive him to his car. He like wants to kiss me and all this stuff. I'm like, this child. But then I go and look on the dating app, and he done unmatched himself from me. So he wasn't here for the Shawnee. He wasn't here for it. So I haven't heard a word from him. Let's call him W. I haven't heard a word from W. Haven't heard anything. I'm like, whatever. Like, moving on hard and fast. So we move on to somebody else. This person says they're like super busy, but they really want to get together. So we'd had like a pre-date. We went to this really cute coffee and dessert bar, and that was fine. I was like super casual this time. I had on a t-shirt and like some leggings because it was just gonna be a quick like in between stops that he work stuff that he was doing. We were just gonna have some coffee. It went really well, and he was like, I would love to hang out again. And I'm like, yes, because I like him, right? Let's call him B. I'm going with this shade here, and that is called Vigor. So B and I, we make plans, and the plan is that we're gonna get together on a day during the week. He's gonna make dinner because he likes to cook. I like a partner who likes to cook because I don't like to cook. He likes to cook. He's gonna make dinner. We're just gonna hang out, have a good time. So that happens, and it was good. It was really nice. I came away from that feeling like, oh, I really like him. The dinner was good. The conversation was good. We had a really good time. I get home. I don't hear from B. And I'm like, snap, did I do something? Because he was like, this was great. I had such a lovely time. Let's do it again, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. We are on the same page. Really liking him. We had spoken a lot even before the date. Like we were on the phone constantly, la-di-da. So I'm having a meltdown because I'm like, what the hell happened? B isn't responding. Like, is he dead on the side of the road? Like, what the hell? And like a day or so later, B finally responds, and he's like, I'm sorry, I just have a lot going on. I completely shut down. You didn't do anything. You're wonderful. I really like you, but I just shut down when I get overwhelmed. So that's a red flag, right? But me, I'm seeing that as just like a pink, cute flag. And I'm like, I totally understand. I do the same thing. You know, you can talk to me about it. Like, just already being too nice. I'm already being too nice. I'm already doing all the things that I shouldn't be doing. And he's like, thank you so much. Like, I really like you. I want to continue getting to know you. And I'm like, okay, let's give him another chance. So we're like trying to figure out when we're gonna go out again, and then he disappears again. And I don't hear from him. And I'm like, this isn't good. Like, you can't keep disappearing, because I have abandonment issues, okay? Like, if you disappear, I freak out. It's triggering. I spiral. Like, it's just not good. And my friends are telling me this is kind of a red flag. And I'm like, okay, because now I need community assistance in learning how to date, because I'm obviously not looking for the right things, and I'm skipping over stuff that I shouldn't skip over, right? But my friends are like, that is a red flag. Like, my friend sent me a long voice note as to why this was a red flag. And just being like, you know, you deserve better than that. And I'm like, okay. So here comes date number 3. And this is with E. We'll call him E. E and I are getting along really well. He made reservations for us to go out. We went axe throwing. I don't know if you've ever been axe throwing, but it is so much fun. But I was trying to look cute, so I had on like this little sweater and some jeans and like some heels. And I was like, next time, I know I need to come in here in a sports bra with like some workout pants, workout shirt, and some tennis shoes, okay? Because axe throwing, it's a workout. But we have a really good time. He made reservations for it. You know, after a while, I'm cheering everybody on, because after a while I sat down. I got 2 bullseyes and I was like, I'm done. I know when to call it quits. So I'm cheering him on. I'm cheering like the couple next to us on. I'm just like the cheerleader now. I'm done throwing X's, okay? I'm done with it. But it was a lot of fun, and I would totally do it again. And so after that, then we go to dinner. And he had made reservations at like an Italian restaurant. We went, and he was like recommending stuff, which I really appreciated. You know, I got me a little drinky drink, and he got one also. And we're just talking and laughing and having a good time. I show him like my makeup looks that I do. I showed him me playing the steel drums and just all this stuff. We're like really vibing. He's Nigerian American, I'm Caribbean American, so we have like some cultural understandings. We're like in similar places in our lives where we're pretty settled, you know, we have careers, all that good stuff. He went to a good school and studied finance and all this stuff. Like, we're really, really connecting, right? And so he even gets a kick out of the fact that I love me some Kelly Clarkson and some Taylor Swift and some Gilmore Girls. He even sent me something of Kelly Clarkson singing a song. So I'm like, oh, he's paying attention to like the things that I say. I shouldn't be this surprised about it, but he's like paying attention. I really liked that he picked places that were nearer to me, because I let him know right away, like, I get lost super easily. So he picked places that were closer to where I live rather than closer to where he lives, which I really, really appreciated. And we spent like 4 or 5 hours together. And it was really nice. I really liked that he actually planned like a date. I haven't had someone plan a real date in so long. I know. That is so sad. I'm going to go in with this primer, or this balm from Danessa Myricks. So I really liked that. He was very gentlemanly. He really took interest in what I was talking about. Like, he was asking me questions about my career, and I don't know, it was just nice to have someone who is interested in you and like paying attention, you know? It was really nice. So that happens, and like by this time it's near like 10 o'clock. I'm like, it's time for me to go to bed. So we are still like texting throughout the night, and then, you know, I go to bed, and then I wake up and there's already a text. There's already a text like, good morning, beautiful. Thank you. I am going in with this NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and this is in the shade Menaz. So he already texts good morning, and it was like early. So by the time I woke up, I saw the text. And where is the brush? I'm going to go in with the Rose and Ben C42. So I was like, he was like, so what are you having for breakfast? And I was like, I don't know. I really want something sweet. So I might just like throw on some clothes and go like buy something. And he was like, why don't we go to such and such restaurant? And so last night we had talked about the fact that I don't go nowhere. I am like a homebody, which I've come to realize. My mom was even shady about it yesterday and confirmed it. And he at dinner was like, well, I go a lot of different places. Like, I'm just going to tell you, let's go somewhere and see what you say. So I'm like, is this one of those times where you're inviting me somewhere to see what I'm going to say? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's go to this little restaurant and have some breakfast. Cause I wanted something sweet. So I was like, ooh, I'm going to get like some French toast or something. So I get there, he gets there. We pick the one that's sort of in the middle of both of our homes. So we're there. This is where my life as a sitcom comes into play. We're there. So I'm there with E, right? Order our food. I'm like downing coffee because I can't function without it. And we're laughing and we're sharing stories. And he showed me some foolishness on Instagram that it was like a church in Cameroon. And the pastor, she's a woman pastor, and she was giving out holy breast milk. Like, she popped her boobie out and had people suckling on her nips for holy breast milk. So I am under the table laughing. I am dying, okay? Like, I am like, I've never in my life seen anything like this. So he and I are just both laughing so hard. Now, remember I said something about B, the one who like disappears. So B is like a director of operations for a restaurant group. Y'all, here comes the food. I got my French toast. We got some bacon to share. I got some eggs, all this stuff. I look up. B is right there. B's coming out of the back. You know, the people that come out and make sure everything's running properly. B's coming out of the back. And it's right here. And we're right here where I am. Right here. And I'm like this. I'm hiding behind my hair. Because what is my life right now? What is happening? I'm on a date with this lovely man, while this man who don't like to text back, who just be disappearing, we're at his restaurant. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? We're at his restaurant and I'm like, maybe he doesn't see me. Like, I'm like this, right? I'm like, maybe he doesn't see me. I'm just trying to like keep my head down. I'm just like eating my food. You know, I'm like turned to my date. Like, you know, this is so fun. This is so good. And I'm like, maybe B doesn't recognize me because I have on my glasses and my hair is different. But B keeps coming out. He keeps coming out, going back in and coming out, and then he starts walking by our table. He starts walking by our table. I'm not making any eye contact because I'm like, this is, oh, sorry, my phone. I'm like, this is the worst thing ever because you know what else? It's B's birthday. It is B's birthday, and the woman he went on a date with is on a date with somebody else, laughing and having a good time. And also, like, he hates his job. And I'm like, oh my God, am I on a comedy show? Am I on a comedy show? So, E and I, is that what we're calling him? I don't even remember. BCG. Like, E and I, we're having a good time. I'm trying not to make eye contact with B because I don't know what to say. I've never been in this situation before. Like, I don't, like, do I acknowledge him? Do I say, hey, happy birthday, just here on a date, gonna call me back? Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I feel super awkward. This is the Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer in 53.5N. And so then I see B get his bag, and like, I think he's leaving. So I'm like, great, you know, like, now I can like just relax and not even worry about the fact that there are two men that I've made out with in the same place. I don't know how college students do it. I don't know how you do it, because I would fall down. I wouldn't go anywhere. I didn't really date in college. So like, I can't imagine, or being like in a small community where you just, everybody knows everybody. How is it, of all the gin joints in all the cities in all the world, I have to walk into his? So I think B leaves, and E and I are finishing up our breakfast, and I can kind of tell that he wants to like hang out more with me or whatever, but I'm like, I'm tired, you know, it's a Sunday. I want to kind of relax and just do nothing because I'm a hermit. And I don't know, like, what are we gonna do next? Like, I don't know. I don't know if we should extend the day. I don't know. But I can tell that he's enjoying his time with me, and I'm enjoying my time with him. And we get up to go. And like I said, remember, I thought B had left, but B didn't leave, y'all. B was just at a different table now on his laptop. And so I'm just like, avert eyes, do not make eye contact, danger, Will Robinson. That's what I'm doing. And so E is about to pay, and I'm like, I'll meet you outside. So I go outside, and I'm texting Jan and Tracy, and I'm like, oh my effing goodness, why is B here? I'm texting Jan, Tracy, my work wife, Mary, like, I'm texting my mom, and everybody's like, no. Like, who does that happen to? Who does it happen to? How does that happen? How is it that on this random effing Sunday, we go to this restaurant, and it just so happens that I am with a date, and there's an ex date over there? How? Y'all. So I'm like, I called Jan, I talked to Jan, and then I called Tracy, and I'm talking to Tracy and her husband, and I'm like, guys, do you think that he saw me? Because I really want to pretend that he didn't see me. B, because also, like, what next? Like, you haven't been responding to messages, but then you pop back up and you do respond, and you're like, I'm so sorry, I really like you, I want to get to know you, but then you don't respond. So did he think I was gonna just be at home, like, twiddling my thumbs, like knitting a scarf, waiting for him to call or something? I don't know, but I imagine that it feels really crappy to have to work on your birthday, and not only that, but the woman that you went out on a date with is now at the restaurant that you are operating, and she's on a date with somebody else. So now I'm just wondering if B is gonna text me back. Thankfully, E didn't seem to notice, because I was still being my charming self. And E, like, wants to hang out. He wants to like go to a movie or something. So that seems to actually be going well. He seems relatively normal. I don't think I see any red flags, but if you see a red flag, I need you to tell me, because like I said, apparently I just think red flags are cute decorations or like cute lipstick shades. So I need someone to be like, hey, that's a red flag, but I don't feel like I've seen any just yet. I'm keeping my eyes open. Like, so far, it seems like we're a good match. I don't know, though. So, if you see something, say something. I also think that I got enough red flags from B with the whole, like, disappearing and not saying anything and then popping back up all of a sudden. I don't think, like, shutting down is something that I don't think I want to deal with. Like, I just, no. And then the first one, D, like, I ain't even worried about him. Since he's such a good man, I'm sure he'll find somebody else that will appreciate his FICO score and be okay with talking about oral sex during drinks. Let me finish my face up and I will be back to wrap it all up. So this is the finished look. We've got Natasha Denona Zendo on the eyes. And on the lips, I have Dose of Colors Liquid Lipstick in Mellow. So, that's it. I hope that some of this was helpful. I also hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. Be sure to like the video and please subscribe to the channel. Those things really help me out. And hopefully I will continue in this mood of wanting to film and share my ridiculousness with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.